Hello and welcome back to Midwest Charge. You join me in Lake Wales, Florida as we visit some interesting DC fast charging stations and possibly a level 2. We're going to start here at the Circle K, which is right there, with some ABB Terra 184 DC fast chargers. This is a 4-stall installation, and I will switch the camera around real quick. This is a 4-stall installation here with 2 cabinets and 4 plugs. 2 plugs per station, some ABB Terra 184s. They've got the little plate there with all of the information for those who are interested. And right now they are not powered on yet. They've been sitting here for quite a few months and they were missing some electronics for a while, but everything seems to be installed now. We've got the emergency disconnect main breaker here. We've got the meter installed, just reading all zeros, and the big juicy transformer here, 750 kVA. But yeah, no luck on power here. But these are, like I said, the ABB Terra 184s. They're not flashy, but they get the job done. And we've got some REMA cables here. They appear to have a 400 amp boost function, and then they drop down to 300 amps. And I believe they will do that on both outputs, as far as I can tell. So probably 180 kilowatts total, splitting down to 90 kilowatts per car. If there's 2 cars plugged in, that would be my guess here. I don't think it's going to be 180 kilowatts per plug if both are in use. So hopefully we'll see more sites like this come online. They're not the flashiest, not the fastest, but more chargers is more chargers. Something I forgot to mention is I really like these REMA handle designs. How the cable is almost sticking down right there, where my thumb is pointing, compared to the CCS part. So if I want to plug this into a vehicle, it is far, far easier to one-hand this, even though this is not a CCS car, but it's far easier to one-hand this cable because of the design of the handle here than most CCS plugs. Quite like that. All right, next up we are headed to the Advent Health in Lake Wales, which is a hospital which has DC fast chargers for some reason. It's a bit of a weird station, but it's cool because these Circle K chargers on either side, you can only see this one really with the camera, but there's one on each side. These Circle K chargers are not commissioned yet, but it is my understanding that this Lake Wales Hospital DC fast charger situation is actually the exact same setup. It's 4 plugs with ABB Terra 184s with these REMA 400 amp boost, 300 amp normal cables. So let's go check that out. The fact that in this day and age, a software-first company like Tesla still does not allow for manual preconditioning is really annoying. Like, I have to put in this nearby supercharger for some reason so that I can get the battery to actually heat up because I want to DC fast charge, because there is no manual precondition button or recognition for even just third-party DC fast chargers. But it is what it is, I suppose. This is a complaint that many Tesla owners have had for many years. All right, let's get plugged in and we'll check out the site. Well, in a rather annoying development, this charger just doesn't want to work. I tried tapping my ChargePoint RFID. I think ChargePoint and EVConnect have roaming agreements. I don't remember. If they do, I'll put it on screen real quick. But either way, the EVConnect app is not working either. So I guess we'll try to use the other station, but we'll probably wait a little bit. Well, that was underwhelming. Yeah, such is the experience of going off the beaten path of large charge networks. We will probably try to plug in one station over, but I might wait a few minutes because there is somebody else charging there and I don't really want to bother them. them walking around. Looks like the Kona is almost done charging, so they'll probably be leaving soon. Alright, while the other car is still charging, we'll just give them another couple minutes, and let's check on service mode to see how warm our battery is. I have re-enabled navigation to the local supercharger so that we have a warmer battery, so we are now up to 32.25 C minimum, 40.75 maximum, although I know these numbers are not always totally accurate, but they're in the ballpark. Guys, looks like we're at 58 kilowatts right now, which makes me wonder if we are power sharing. Definitely looks that way. We're getting about 155 amps. So I'm wondering if these stations have a 300 or a 400 amp maximum for the post, which could make sense if it's a 400 amp maximum and the station just splits power between both plugs out of that 400 amps. But currently, the Kona EV that's plugged in is only pulling 10 kilowatts, so I don't think it has a very granular power split. Charge splitting logic is not what we see on that Circle K station whenever it goes live. And yeah, kind of underwhelming charge session. But once again, that's what you get when you start visiting these stations that are not part of large networks, is just kind of a patchwork of sometimes great stuff and sometimes weird stuff, and sometimes 58 kilowatts on one port and 10 on the other. Anyway, we're going to go ahead to one more DC fast charger in Lake Wales. It is an EVgo at a pilot truck stop, so hopefully we'll have a better experience there than we've had at these first two stops, but who knows, anything could happen, and hopefully my plug and charge works this time. We'll see. I'm going to try to set that up. Alright, while we head over to the EVgo, I wanted to talk about this charge stop. I ended up not getting out and filming a lot. I wanted to film the location a bit, but I ended up needing to park right next to somebody who was charging, and I didn't want to bother them. So I'll just describe the layout briefly. It was just 4 plugs, 2 charging posts, very similar to the Circle K layout actually. All of the power electronics were almost in the same spot. I think the transformer was just in between the 2 stations and a little grassy divider rather than over and off to the left, I think, for the Circle K station. But it's a bit of an odd location. It's a 4-stall fast charger, although only 2 are working, and according to PlugShare, it looks like only 2 have been working. I don't know. But 4 DC fast chargers at a hospital seems kind of odd. It seems like a location that would be much better served with level 2 charging, but there's a lot of focus on getting DC fast chargers rolled out everywhere, and that's good. We definitely need more DC fast chargers, but there are definitely venues where it is more appropriate to have level 2, and I think hospitals are one of those. If you're going to go for a routine visit, or if you're there for an emergency, or you're visiting somebody who's, at the hospital, it just seems to make more sense to have level 2 chargers, or primarily level 2 chargers and a few DC fast chargers. Having exclusively high-power DC fast charging at a hospital just seems like not a waste, right? It's obviously more useful than not having infrastructure at all, but I could see it easily leading to a very inefficient charging setup where people show up, plug in, and they either have to leave the cars past 100% because they're, visiting somebody, or maybe they themselves are in an appointment and they just can't get a way to unplug the car and move it. Or, it gets blocked off by people. There are so many things that could go wrong, quote unquote, go wrong with DC fast charging in a hospital parking lot. It just, like I said, just seems like a strange place for fast charging. So, you know, not the worst stop. I mean, at least it worked in some capacity, half of it, which is better than the Circle K station, which just wasn't online at all. But yeah, just overall, very strange location. I'll see if I can maybe throw some Google, what do they call that, Street View imagery in here or something to kind of give you a better idea of what it looks like. But yeah, on to the EVgo in Lake Wales. I'll see you there. So I didn't get to talk about it much since the stations were just having so many issues with not charging full speed and only one bank of chargers working and another car plugged in and all of that. But the idea of DC fast chargers with a boost function seems kind of cool. I kind of wish that there would be more prevalence of liquid cooled cables that could just handle high amperage all the time. More power is always better, but, well, not always, but most of the time better. But I think having air-cooled cables that have a boost function is a good compromise. If the issue is price or just not wanting to deal with the complexity of liquid cooling, or, you know, whatever the reasons may be, because many EVs, as they are lower in the battery, will charge faster, and then as the charge rises, it'll ask for less and less power. And because of that, these cables with boost functions can be good. They do have a place in DC fast charging, and it would have been really cool to see, but the car was at kind of a high state of charge. I don't know that we would have gotten much more than 300 amps anyway. I think the car was at like 56, 57%, and yeah, there's just all the factors involved. Just didn't happen. But if we can find another one sometime, I'll be sure to showcase it on the video. Fingers crossed the AutoCharge enrollment hopefully will work this time. I've tried 2 or 3 times now, and I just cannot get this car to do the enrollment in AutoCharge. Alright, it is now charging, so theoretically I should be able to end the session here. End session. We'll just move over to that station and see if AutoCharge works. Nothing. Okay, we got a successful session. The EVgo app seemed happy. So let's unplug. We'll let this close up. Well, AutoCharge just really does not want to work. Alright, I'm just going to put the handle away with the CCS adapter still on it just for a minute. We will give the car and the charger some time to figure out if maybe AutoCharge was successful and it just hasn't synchronized yet. In the meantime, let's do a quick site review. So we got a Pilot Flying J truck stop here, and built-in Arby's. We have 2 of these GM Energy Collaboration EVgo chargers. There are some little windshield washer dealios right there. It looks like potentially some paper towels. Yeah, okay. Paper towels, trash cans, simultaneous charging available. I do believe these now support that like super granular simultaneous charging where every couple of kilowatts. I forget if it's in like 25, 50 kilowatt chunks, but there is some level of power splitting that is not just static. When these first went online, I tried them with my previous vehicle, and they would just split. I think it does 700 amps total, and then it shares them between the two sides, and it would just split 350, 350. It no longer does that, which is pretty nice. And over here, we have all of the electronics. So, just various switchgear, the Delta cabinets, the emergency disconnect, and the actual transformer is way over here, 750 kVA, which is just about right for two 350 kilowatt chargers. All right, it's been about 3 or 4 minutes, so let's go ahead and try AutoCharge one more time. And if it doesn't work this time, then I will spend another 15 minutes trying it again next time I'm at an EVgo. Oh, there is communication lights. Payment has been authorized. Connecting to vehicle. Screen's off, but we might just be in business. Matching voltage. Green lights. And it's working. Heck yeah. I have no idea why AutoCharge Plus was such an incredible journey on this particular car. My Model Y before this had 0 issues with enrollment. My Chevy Bolt EUV had 0 issues with enrollment. At least it works now. So I can just pull up to any EVgo, even their partner stations like this one, plug in the car, and it just works. Fantastic. All right, we are getting 77 kilowatts. We're at 59% state of charge. The battery is not fully preconditioned, and this is probably not too far off what I would be getting at 59% anyway. I'm probably 10, 20 kilowatts low, but that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and unplug here in a minute because I don't really need that much energy, and in fact, it'll probably just click off at 60% because I think I still have my 60% charge limit set. There we go, 60%. That was the EVgo, Lake Wales, Florida. All right, guys, thanks for joining me on this kind of weird, kind of random exploration of DC fast chargers in Lake Wales. Just happened to be in the area, figured, hey, why not? We'll go visit some chargers, check them out, see how it all works, and we got a charge at 2 of the 3 locations, and 1 still hasn't officially opened yet. So I'd say overall, it was a pretty decent experience, and we even got working AutoCharge out of it. So there you go. This video will probably go up a couple of days after the new year, but I'll say it anyway. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year as we go from 2024 to 2025. Charge on.